It is the biggest rivalry which Northern New South Wales football has to offer, and the latest chapter is about to unfold in front of us in our match of the round in the NPL men's. Good afternoon from Darling Street Oval. I'm Daniel Herrero. We'll hear from Damien Zane shortly as well. We are a couple of minutes away from kickoff. Teams just about to run out under Darling Street Oval. Reserve grade waiting with the tunnel set up. It's an intriguing fixture this afternoon. It's fifth hosting second. Broadmeadow have only dropped points once since the very first night of the season. Newcastle Olympic are on a run of 4 straight draws, so they're looking to solidify a place in that top 5 to try and shore up finals football. For Broadmeadow, they're still in the race for the premiership, but there's a little bit of scoreboard pressure now after Edgeworth picked up another win in the past 24 hours. So the Gats 4 points at the moment. Broadmeadow with that game in hand, which is about to play out in just a moment. Of course, Broadmeadow, they've found a way to win in recent weeks. Newcastle Olympic, well, they found a way to drop points, as we just touched on. And key change in personnel for the hosts as well this afternoon. So we'll run through the teams quickly. We'll get that started. Of course, it's Adam Pearce with the gloves on for Olympic, as per usual. A back four of Stephen Fiakos, Luke Rutledge, Marcus Duncan, and Jai Rodway from left to right. The midfield is Adam Zervis, Lachlan West, Ben Hay, and Max Cotton has been pushed up. It's the 4-4-2 to which we've become accustomed, but the two up the front will be Cal Bradbury and Jared Muller, a little bit more advanced after Roy O'Donovan picked up a red card here 7 days ago in their draw against Maitland. As teams come onto the pitch now, it's slightly mild applause. It's a big crowd here. We've nearly filled up the grandstand here at Darling Street. So now we're getting some noise. On the other side of the ledger, it's Luis Alvarez in goals for Broadmeadow. And backs William Ingram, Ben Diamond, Thomas Beecham and Sam Camper. The three in the midfield, Ryan Enza, James Kressner and Luke Corcoran. And across the front, Tom Parks, Ezra Palambini showing on our team sheet in the centre of that front three, and Jack Simmons on the right wing. Just four we've seen on the bench. Jaden Stewartson on the bench today, which is an interesting one. Thomas Beecham has the captain's armband on, as we can see in front of us. So he has the honours of calling the coin toss in a sec. Marcus Duncan is opposite captain. We'll keep an eye out on that as well. So it looks like they will stay as they are. It'll be Newcastle Olympic from right to left on your screen. Newcastle Olympic team lineups, we have number 1, Adam Pearce, number 23. We'll just get some final words before this one. A big fixture. It's always a big fixture between these two. Can we say good afternoon to a man who knows what it's like to be involved in this fixture, Damien Zane. What's a derby like?
Yeah, look, it's a massive game for both clubs, and yeah, each year, no matter what the position in the table, both clubs want to win this one probably more than any. So expect a tight contest. I guess the form goes out the window in these contests, and as much as it sort of points towards a Broadmeadow win on the table, I'm sure, and it's happened a lot in the past where, you know, the team's won a derby and gone on a run from that and carried on. So big game.
Big game indeed, which we're just about to get underway at Darling Street Oval. Here we go in the derby, Newcastle Olympic versus Broadmeadow Magic. Sunday afternoon, NPL Northern New South Wales football. It's Olympic kicking off as a game of head tennis breaks up pretty quickly, and then Simmons just kind of hacks at that one. Both into it straight away. No feeling out period as it's lobbed forward towards James Kressner. Has to prop his run from set. It's not a bad ball in the area. It's an awkward one for Duncan to deal with the way it bounced in front of him, but clear their lines well enough. Looks like the pitch might be a little bit slippery underfoot. We just saw Ingram lose his footing. It's that time of year where it gets a little boggy and a little slippery in places. Magic trying to get forward here with Palambini. Looks back now. This is Diamond. Enza. Alvarez getting his first involvement in the game. Ball at his feet. Now Olympic have managed to pinch it. As we said, Cotton is playing in the midfield today. We've seen him at right back sometimes. Bradbury, edge of the area, tries to chip one over, and it's Alvarez who's able to make a pretty easy catch. Skims off the head of Duncan. There's a chance here for Palambini. He's got Kressner waiting central if he can get it across to him. He takes on Duncan, and Duncan does really well edge of the area, had to be composed there. And a good challenge from the Olympic captain.
Yeah, it's interesting they didn't start with Stewie up front. Magic, it looks like Ezra Palambini's playing up there, and he'll make a lot of forward runs, and it looks like James Crescent will be with him, just dropping off the line.
Well, the floated run over here. This is Muller starting in the front two for Olympic today. He's looking for support. He may have drawn a foul there, and he has. Corcoran left a foot out and concedes the opening free kick of the game.
Quite interesting. I just sort of had a look at the table and the scorers, and Bradbury scored 8 for Olympic, and there's not a lot of goals elsewhere. Whereas Magic sort of, I think their top scorer was on 6, but they've got a lot of different scorers. So, yeah, quite an interesting stat to be so high and have that stat.
Zervis tried to drive it in low, but just scuffed the shot, and Alvarez was able to watch it roll past his near post. No danger there. Yeah, you're right. So Simmons, James Cressner and Baker all 6 apiece for Broadmeadow Magic, and 8 for Carl Bradbury. And so as we said, they are missing the attacking threat of Roy O'Donovan this afternoon. He is naturally an interested observer up the back of the grandstand here at Darling Street today. Alvarez goes long. Simmons tried to help it on its way. It was Thiakos that met it in the end. Both sides still trying to find some rhythm in these opening minutes. Duncan, some nice footwork there. Not necessarily always say that about it, the central defender, but he's done well there. Now Rodway in a little bit of space here. And this is Cotton. Tries to send Rodway on a run as he's opposite number Diamond. He's got to work here to try and prevent a corner. He's been unable to, so it will be a corner for Olympic.
Yeah, not ideal, is it? No, you don't want to give away set pieces early. He's been very good pickup for Broadmeadow. Ben Diamond came in the season after me, I believe, and yeah, been a great addition to their squad. I think as much as they've got exciting attackers, I really like the look of their defensive line, and Alvarez looks to have been a solid pickup also.
It's a looping delivery from Hay over the back, and West has hit the deck pretty hard there. I don't think there was anything in it, just tried to climb over his man and got felled.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward, that fall. He's bounced up all right, Lockie, so that's a good sign. Looks like, yeah, Olympics sort of playing like almost a diamond midfield with Benny Hay holding, which is a different role, but he's capable of. Lots of running in that midfield.
Comes off the head of Duncan. Simmons now back to Camper. Got to check back and be able to maintain possession. Beecham is the outlet. Tries to hook it back up the line. No free kick there, even though Beecham is taken down late perhaps. Simmons stabs it back, and Camper's got a bit of work to do there. Get ball on the deck at the moment. They've done the exact opposite. Into the sun it goes. Composed there by Hay. And now he tries to set Rodway into a little bit of space. Rodway pushes one forward in the direction of Bradbury. Back to Cotton. He's going to have to take on the defenders as well. Cotton tries to swing one over. It's blocked by the foot of Parks.
It was a bit late, that challenge, but I have to say I've seen worse in these games. But yeah, they look like they're up for it, Olympic. As they should be. They're fighting for a semi-final spot. This is a big game.
Despite the ball and all the challenge of Thiakos, it breaks favourably for Magic. This is Simmons. He's got one on his outside. He tries to swing it across instead, but it goes behind Palambini. And the Olympic back four are able to mop up pretty comfortably.
He did well, Rodway, getting back there. a really good right back, works hard getting forward, and had to work hard there to get back and intercept that ball.
Rutledge with a piercing ball from Muller, but he's had to walk it back into some traffic here. Simmons managed to pinch it. Here comes Simmons again. Palambini on his right, and that's where he goes. He tries to slide it through for James Cressner, who's able to hook his foot behind it. And it's Rodway that's on the end of it. Danger not completely averted yet. Palambini will try and recycle for the Magic. It ends up with Zervis. Siakos getting involved as well. Zervis rides one challenge. And Muller combining well there with Bradbury. Muller on a bit of a run. He's got Cotton coming. That's where he tries to go. Diamond reads it well.
Yeah, some good confidence building early for both defences. Rodway's defended quite well, and Ben Diamond there just did really well to track that forward run from Cotton, and looks very bumpy out there. It's midfield looks like it's really tight. There won't be a lot of room there today.
So I reckon this, you said the last 4 draws have all been at home. This pitch has had a fair bit of traffic on it lately into the time of year where we've had some rain and some frost and some dew. So you could forgive the groundskeeper at this point.
Yeah, look, the amount of traffic fields are getting now with men's, boys, women and girls programs. You know, I know the Jets down in Sydney, we come across a lot of synthetic pitches, and hopefully our councils can get behind it up here a bit like they do down there, and because I really think there's a need for it. It's almost impossible to keep a grass pitch in good nick with so many games.
Yeah, indeed, it's a problem for a lot of clubs, a lot of sports around this part of the world. Cressner tries to make something of that, but it's always going to be a challenge.
Yeah, it just opened up, but didn't it? Cressner, good little run in behind the Arcos, and if that first time ball come off it, Ezra Palambini was making a run in 1v1 there with Duncan, so might be a bit of a sign of what they're looking to do. A good sign for Magic. Jack Simmons got lots of touches early on. He's heavily involved, and that's a good thing for Magic and Magic supporters.
Watch that one sail over his head off the boot of Adam Pearce. So it's Camper with the shy up the line. Camper ball at his feet now. Trying to work with tight spaces, combining with Simmons. Rutledge to Muller. Enza does well to find Ingram. He's got some room to move. Ingram now in a more advanced position. Slides one over to Parks and continues the run. Ingram, can he get the ball across? No, blocked by Hay. Defensive midfielder for Olympic today.
Yeah, really well defended.
Camper strong on the football there. And back to his captain Beecham.
Yeah, I think when Will Ingram got the ball there in space with Tommy Parks, I think they're the moments in this game with the field they're going to have to take advantage of, when you've got a bit of time, when you can change the point of attack and find some space. I think that's your time to possibly deliver some quality. In the end, again, it was well defended by Olympic. Both, as I said earlier, both defences have started fairly well, so...
We'll have the throw on that far side after those two combined again. Short to Cressner. He's hemmed in here. Tries to poke it around to the benefit of Zervis, though. And this is awkward. Bradbury was tracking back with the football. They hurry it clear. Camper to Simmons. Simmons doesn't work out there for them. Olympic try and break. Muller needs some support here, does Muller. Beecham gets body position. Alvarez. Rutledge up into the sky. Again, they try and keep it on the head. Well, that was almost through there for Muller. He was just half a foot ahead there. And West mucking in as well. It'll be a goal kick for Broadmeadow, but a nice shoving attempt there from Lachlan West.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a game where little phases of combination play like that might be the key to unlocking the defences. Like I said, it is bumpy. There's no denying that. And the one clean phase might be the difference today.
Just see the bounce the ball took then as well off the goal kick. It didn't really bounce true, did it? So that's something they're going to have to keep an eye on. Swung over in the direction of Parks by Simmons. Parks is one behind. He tries to take on Rodway. Comes back to Duncan and he gives it the heave-ho. He might have found Bradbury though. It's quite a productive clearance in the end. Zervas, is he taken down? That'll be a free kick. Given away there by Enza. Not 2 minutes much in it, I don't think, just mistimed. Just a free kick.
Yeah, I went to the midweek game, Magic at Lambton, and it was good to see Ryan Enza back, and he was looking good. It was a scrappy type of game, as midweek games often are, but yeah, they really fought hard, Magic, and did well to come back from a goal down and win that match. But he's looking back to his old self, which is good after a serious injury.
Duncan floats one towards Thearkos. Camper flicks it down to play for a throw. Yeah, and just to touch on that point as well, Cody Nancaro named on the bench for Broadmeadow Magic, so it's an interesting one as well. Might see him getting some minutes a little later. Throwing to defend for Broadmeadow at the moment. Deep in the area. This is Hay. Blocked by his opposite number, Simmons. Now Broadmeadow might try and counter-attack. Palambini has been set free here. He's got 3 to take on Palambini. Sent wider than he'd like, but he beats the first man. He's going to drive this one into the area. He looks for the cutback. Parks. Rutledge got a foot in just in the nick of time. And a free kick now goes to Olympic as well.
Yeah, well defended again. It was a great run by Palambini, but Luke Rutledge that time, both defences look pretty solid, to be fair. So add to the bumpy pitch, it's going to be. I don't think there's going to be many goals, but that might be the cue for the game to open up and be a lot of goals. But yeah, I think it's going to be hard going. There's lots of competitors in that midfield area, so I think both coaches have realised what type of game it's going to be.
It'll be interesting to see how they adjust. Of course, Olympic in theory with one extra in midfield with that 4-4-2. A tussle here between Camper and West. And Camper hits the deck, slides into the fence. Just a goal kick. I wonder if the referee is just happy to say that it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah, I think Sam had his arm across him, but he might have got away with one, I reckon. But probably a soft one. But
you've got to appreciate the dark arts of defence sometimes, though, don't you?
Yeah. That's a good header.
That's a clever header from Diamond in response. Ingram up the line towards Palambini. Rodway's left it behind, so Palambini gets a second bite of the cherry here. Cressnar goes from distance, always rising off the boot of James Cressnar.
Yeah, don't mind it, bud. He's got it out of his feet, and don't shoot, you don't score. So again, I think it's going to be a moment, or two in this game that decide it, and might take something special like that, a shot from distance to unlock it. Got two pretty imposing figures in goals, so.
Oh, Duncan, that's ambitious.
Well, if you don't shoot, you don't score, but you're probably not going to shoot from there too often and score. But I'll tell you what, he does hit a sweet ball, so I wouldn't put it probably, if anyone was going to do it, it might be him.
Well, with the pitch the way it is today and the defence set up the way they are today, it's unlikely that someone's going to walk it into the back of the net. So they might have to go from a bit further out. Cresnell was almost free to get another shot away there. Magic come again. Simmons is back inside to Enza. He tries to slide one through a pretty crowded part of the pitch. Olympic going a bit more direct. Can Muller get free here? He's gone to ground and should be a corner. Yes. Beecham putting on his best poker face, but referee not fooled.
Yeah, I think that showed, I guess, what Olympic want. They squeezed around the ball there, and I think Magic have got to get it and change their point there. They had Akers over the other side. They've just got to find a way, rather than just playing forward into those loaded up areas. And Olympic are looking to win it and go quick and direct.
Corner goes short. Awkward one for both players to deal with. It's West who finally gets a touch on it. Hay dispossessed by Parks. Cotton was there to bail him out. They'll come again. In fact, it's West. Took him on. Now starting to see them try and take these half chances now. Arthiakos now.
Now they're going to change sides. Yeah. You look at Ingram out there. He's free. Just got to find the solutions and how they're going to do it.
There it goes. Simmons out to Ingram. Long towards Palambini. Duncan again is clever with the use of the body.
I think that's the key for Magic is when they can change a point and get out into open space, is can they take advantage and their decision making there on how they're going to unlock Olympic will go a long way to, I guess, showing us whether they're going to score or not, because I think that's where their goals will come from. Olympic, it's going to be more force them to play straighter and into where they've got numbers loaded, and they're looking to get the ball as quick as possible to Muller and Bradbury, and it suits both of them also. Both are goal scorers, and if they get the ball early one-on-one, they'll be a danger.
Beecham to Camper. Back to Corcoran. Trying to slide one through, and must be handball the call there against Ben Hay.
Again, playing forward into a loaded area. I thought Corcoran had enough time there to receive, and he really doesn't even have to look. He can hit the ball out to Ingram, and there's Akers. I think if they keep playing in that loaded area, they're going to lose the ball more often than not, and lead to those transition moments that I think Olympic are looking for.
Here's Ingram, Parks, edge of the area. Enza, Palambini. The run has been continued here, and it's a relatively straightforward one for Pearce. It's Ingram driving it in.
Yeah, great ball inside Will to Tommy there, and a nice combination Will got on the end. Just the end product, but that's, I think you just saw where Magic can get the joy from in this. And here's Olympic.
Header on from Muller, yeah.
Yeah, one-on-one there. It's that's what they're looking for, and
this time it's Camper in space on that right-hand side for Broadmeadow Magic.
And you look, yep, nice little rotation. There's a lot of space in there if one of either Palambini or Kresner can come off the line. Just centrally there was Akers.
Just gone past 20 minutes now as Bradbury picks a pocket of Corker and looks for Muller. Camper helps it on its way. Yours? Ball's just bounced right past our camera and over our commentary position in the grandstand at Darling Street Oval. It's awkward spinning throw-ins. You wonder why they're not called as a foul. Anyway, Muller was trying to get free there. He couldn't. Simmons trying to work the tight spaces here. Zerva slides in. Camper's pinched a couple more metres up that sideline. James Cressner sent on a run here. And the cross is not his best.
Great ball by Simmons there, but Olympic have got the numbers around the ball. They'll be pretty disappointed with that. That's what they sort of want, and they ended up letting Jack get free, and that's something I wouldn't advise on doing too often. So
it's down with Simmons. Palambini couldn't hold it up there. Duncan now.
Really up for it, Simmons. He's had a really good start to the game. He's heavily involved. He's working hard off the ball also, so it's a good sign for Magic.
There's two games this afternoon being streamed live. Bell Swans versus Charlestown at Surrey a bit later in the day. That's the 4:30 p.m. kickoff down at Blacksmiths. Duncan floats one towards the edge of the penalty area. Magic deal with it pretty comfortably. Pearce out of his area to meet that one. Fiakos under a little bit of pressure here. Finds Duncan. And Duncan bundles it over the sideline under pressure.
He's a sweet passer of the ball, so I'd say you can put that one down to the pitch. Doesn't often miss hit too many of his passes. So
Palambini strayed into an offside position. First offside of the game. We've played about a quarter of the 90 already. It would have just gone past that. About 24 minutes in at the moment. This goes long. Muller helps it on its way. Just evaded Bradbury though. And it's cleared by Beecham. Fiakos short with Hay. Fiakos again. Camper gets a foot in. Camper on the ball, just keeps it in play. Olympic come again. Fiakos manages to nutmeg. I think it was Enza. Now Corcoran to Palambini. Firm challenge from Duncan. Olympic on the front foot now through Zervas. Still Zervas. He looked to get a shot and then it just bobbled. Didn't sit right for him. Had to rethink it. Question about handball there. It's right in front of the referee. He wasn't convinced. Olympic get a throw instead.
Yeah, there's a good chance there for Zervas, but there's sort of no width, and they probably need someone, one of the front two maybe, to break onto the outside shoulder of the centre backs, or maybe even West was coming forward, just a little bit of width.
Rutledge tries to float one for Bradbury.
I mean, it's a narrow system they're playing and they want to go quick, but yeah, just you need if there's not an inside pass, you need an outside one.
Cressner, he's been dragged down here. Still no whistle. We play on at the moment. Hay gets away with it. Now West. Olympic try and counter again. Rolls off the foot of Diamond, who manages to save the corner on this occasion.
Great defending. I thought that was a free kick, but
not the only one.
Great defending by Danny Diamond there, and to prevent the corner. Topped it off. Yeah, the Magic bench went up. They weren't happy with it. Rightly so, I think. I think that was a foul. Or two.
I was almost getting ready to bring out my own notebook and note down a yellow card, and the whistle never came. Fiakos with the long throw. Broadmeadow unable to clear their lines yet. Fiakos will have a second chance. He floats one towards the back stick. Alvarez called into action. Rolls it to Ingram. Enza.
Nice rotation out there from Enza. It should have really gone to Corcoran. It has got there now. Now they can change. Great ball. There's Kresner off the line. Nice position.
Great touch from Kresner. He's got Camper in space. That's where he goes. Camper to deliver it. Goes across. Palambini gets a foot on it. Parks will try and recycle here. Edge of the 18 for Broadmeadow. Enza chips one towards the back post himself. Fiakos is there. Camper gets a head on it and just a goal kick.
That was almost a perfect phase of what Broadmeadow need to do, and Enza rotated forward. When it came back, it should have gone into Corcoran a lot quicker. And you can either change a point or as Kresner did then, just came off the line to receive inside. Camper was away outside, and yeah, they're unlucky not to get themselves a good chance there, but that's, for me, the way they've got to look to play.
Corcoran, Simmons. You do hear Simmons holds it up well and then goes himself. Parks. Still Parks. He's bitten off a little bit too much there. Now out with Bradbury. Blue jersey surging forward now in support. Slides it through and tries to find Muller. And the attack breaks down.
You can see what Olympic want to do. I mean, they know Ingram and Camper are probably two most attacking fullbacks in the comp, and they're willing to leave Bradbury and Muller up there and get it to them as quick as possible. And they're pretty handy attackers. They're up against two good centre backs, but all it takes is a moment.
Ingram is blocked by Zervis. Take two here on the clearance. Rodway, an awkward one. Parks wins it back for the Magic. And that one is a free kick. Well, we're going to have a ball change, actually. It might be deflated.
I was going to say, that must have been the softest free kick ever.
It's going to be a drop ball.
Yeah.
The drop will have to be with Magic. And it is. Enza waiting for it. Not seen that for a little while. Not even sure how the referee would have spotted that. There's no disagreement, though. Odd way back to Duncan. Chips it ahead. Oh, I think the hand was protecting the body there. There's a question about handball. Alvarez with a slightly awkward one. I get nervous whenever I see a back pass on goal like that. Zervas brought down by Corcoran. Another free kick for Olympic.
It's something I coach not to do, pass the ball back on goals, because anything can happen, but I would say definitely not on this field. Alvarez did really well to handle it, but yeah, I wouldn't be advising against passing back on goals.
There was that infamous one in a few Ks away in an F3 derby about a dozen years back. Who was it? Sainsbury to Passfield for the Mariners. And that ended in tears for them that night.
I can remember a long time ago, one in the Premier League for Blackburn, and the England keeper at the time, Tim Flowers, it bounced over his foot. So if that can happen to him, it can happen to anyone.
Funny enough, I think Hall reckons of that night. This is awkward for Rutledge. Just a yellow card. It was always going to be something, the way Palambini was taken out like that. And just a yellow ticket, but Rutledge will walk the tightrope now for nearly an hour. I think he might have just been saved by his fellow defenders coming back in cover. sometimes you say that's an orange card.
Yeah. I think the longer this goes at 0-0, I mean, if you're probably looking at the race for the top 5, the Olympics probably taking a draw where for Magic chasing top spot, and with Edgeworth winning yesterday, they're probably going to be looking for a win, which, yeah, like I said, I think Hamilton will be happy with how things are going.
West, nowhere to go here, and eventually forced over the touchline just by that defensive pressure from Broadmeadow. Red shirts everywhere. Camper now. He finds Corcoran, who's in some space. Could have gone for Ingram, decides to take him on himself and chips it in the direction of Parks. Ingram has continued the run. Parks now finds Ingram just inside the penalty area. Ingram blocked by Rodway.
Yeah, well played again, and probably just bobbled a bit. Needed to be a first-time cross there, but they're starting to find solutions for me, Magic, and especially when they go right to left out there, it looks dangerous. Parks and Will Ingram. I was just noticing the goal scorers before the game, and I noticed Will's got 4. He's a capable scorer as well, so.
Olympic with about 8 in the goal area, all 11 in the penalty area, and it's going to be another corner. There is a mass of bodies standing right in front of those goalposts. The most advanced Olympic player is now just behind his own penalty spot. It's ironically Duncan, the centre-back, for reasons. And a punch on it from Pearce. It'll be another corner.
Yeah, it's good delivery from Jack Simmons out there.
Well, you got Corcoran and you got Ingram waiting just outside the area. Do you go a bit of variation now? We'll find out. There it is. Parks can get it through. And flag goes up now. This is an offside spotted. It was Pearce who probably didn't see it properly on the way through and just had to palm at it.
Yeah, it was a decent strike. Pretty decent save too. I don't think he would have seen it till late.
So the Olympic defence still unbreached, but Broadmeadow getting closer. Pearce long again from the goal kick, free kick rather. It's the same outcome by that point. And they almost get themselves in a bit of a muddle. Zervas. Muller couldn't get a foot on it. Camper goes back to his keeper, Alvarez. More aggressive press here from Olympic. Bradbury trying to do some work, but Beecham is fleet of foot. Rodway did just kind of stab at that. Palambini rather. Still Palambini, and Duncan spots an opportunity to get a toe in. Corcoran now. Sold it short. They've had it pinched here. This is Zervas. Still Zervas. Slides it to West rather. Parks is going to come back and going to go on a bit of a run himself now, Tom Parks. Rodway gets the foot in.
Yeah, again, it got so narrow there for Olympic. There's almost not a... If that first early pass isn't on, someone's got to create a little bit of width. They don't have to go even outside the width of the 18, just a little bit wider to receive a ball and be an option. Zervas sort of had nothing there to pass to.
Ingram drives one over. Met by Rutledge. Comes down with snow on it. Ooh, haven't quite cleared the line yet. Camper. Does he go himself? He does. It took a deflection off the foot of Cotton. Had more bodies in the way of it, just as well. And now a free kick goes to the men in red. So it's Will Ingram over the dead ball this time. Olympic have left one up. 10 behind the ball. Ingram tries to deliver. Just a goal kick.
You just feel Magic getting on top a bit, and Olympic will want to just get through to half time. I reckon at 0-on they'll be pretty happy with it.
It was awkward for Diamond. Thought for a moment it just rolled down his arm, but no.
Well, I think it did, but I don't like to comment on handball anymore because I'm not sure I know the rules. There's so many different...
The handball's always a shocker. Yeah. Muller leaves it. Camper was there waiting for it. And it's a no-nonsense ball out of play. And Hay tries from distance. And that one was a little closer.
He's got that in him. I've seen him score a few pretty decent goals in his time at Lambton. With that throw, I'd like to see Magic's dropping back, and they're so narrow there. Olympic, I'd like to see Rodway get a bit further forward and something might pop out the back. I think he can be a bit more aggressive there. They haven't been down there a lot. I think in those moments, yeah, they can just be a tad bit more aggressive. And you know, I think the first goal, if they were to get that, it'd be a massive shot in the arm for them. It might be the only goal the way things are going.
Ingram, edge of the area, finds Parks on the opposite side. And what can Parks do here? Well, it was left inventively, but there were numbers back for Olympic. Now Muller, he needs support here. Zervas is the outlet. Try and slingshot it down. Enza.
And how that ball fell to Ingram is what I was saying about Rodway. You know, Will was quite aggressive, and it's luck, but it's sort of, you make your own, ball popped out to him, but because he was a touch more aggressive and higher up the pitch, he picked it up in a good position.
Here is Simmons, who's switched sides, at least for the moment, with Parks. So a little bit of variation. Now Ingram, Palambini out on that left wing now. James Cressnar. Cressnar goes. It took a touch on the way through, but straight to Pearce. See Jim Cressnar, he's prowling around the edge of his technical area at the moment, riding every shot down there.
Yeah, they're just starting to show a few signs there, Magic, where they're combining in the attacking third, and they're looking dangerous. The Olympic really need to get to half-time here.
This could be danger again here. Camper trying to fashion something here. Cressnar. Still Cressnar. Tries to deliver. Blocks the first time. Gets the second one away. Rutledge was on the end of it. Zervas with a little header over the top. And Enza couldn't keep it in play.
Yeah, great defensive header by Rutledge.
Enza. Try and slide this one across for Ingram to run onto. Back inside for Simmons. Switch it back the other way. Camper. Quite on the same wavelength with Cressnar. And he gets the heave-ho. About 2.5 to go in regulation time in this opening stanza. Won't have too much in the way of stoppage time at this rate.
Great ball. Great position too.
Ingram out to Simmons. Simmons gets free, edge of the area now, gets a ball across, and it's finished by Cressnar. And there is the opening goal. James Cressnar with his 7th of the season puts the Magic in front.
Yep, great run, but put on a platter by the guy I think's been the best player on the park by a mile, Jack Simmons.
Well, it was coming, and in the shadows of half-time, Broadmeadow have struck.
That's the first goal scored in the first grade fixture, scored by number 21, James Cressnar, making the score Newcastle 1-0.
You said that Olympic need to get to half-time, well, they couldn't quite make it, and be a bit of a rethink on the team talk from Paul DeVitas, maybe.
Yeah, pressure leads to goals, and the pressure's been building. You just felt it the last sort of 10 minutes. And, yeah, bit of brilliance. Fantastic player, Jack. And great run at the back post by James Cressnar. Good finish. And I think probably overall a deserved lead.
Simmons combining with Parks, a little unusual. They pressing for a second here, Magic. Imagine if they got 2 before the break. That would really be a dagger into the heart.
Great recovery by Camper.
Duncan out to Rodway. Cotton. Continued the run. It's made its way to West. Brought down, ball and all by Cressnar, doing his work in defence as well. West has stayed down, and it'll be played out of play. It's Parks that has stayed down in the end. We've just had 1 minute shown on the board, but this will get added on as well in theory.
Yeah, I think he might have got tangled in the... West got tackled and fell into him, I think. Looks to be all right.
Just looking slightly ginger, but he's able to not even walk off him. I don't think he was treated, so he won't have to leave the pitch. Muller does the sporting thing.
Thank God he didn't pass it on the goals. Might have bobbled its way in.
Yeah, that would be controversial. well,
I've been involved in one before.
What's Alvarez doing there? He
Not sure.
tried to bring out the trick shots as half-time looms. Beecham puts his foot through it, and Pierce just has to watch the bounce there. I'm going to get one of them to slide on, and that is the last action of a half. And a half where Magic got their noses in front just before the breakthrough. James Cressnar, the only goal coming so far in the 44th minute. So we'll take a break now. Half-time at Darling Street Oval. Newcastle Olympic 0, Broadmeadow Magic 1.
Oh yeah, that's the feeling. Progress. Momentum. Getting somewhere. That's what it feels like when you bank with Newcastle Permanent. With local experts and award-winning customer service. We're here for you, and we're here for good. yeah, That's the feeling. Progress. Momentum. Getting somewhere. That's what it feels like when you bank with Newcastle Permanent. With local experts and award-winning customer service. We're here for you, and we're here for good.
So the hosts trailing as they re-enter the pitch at Darling Street Oval for the second half in the derby. It's Newcastle Olympic 0, Broadmeadow Magic 1 after James Cressnar struck at the back post just before the end of the 45. And the referee gets us going again for the second stanza. Daniel Herrero and Damien Zane back with you for the second half. And so we just wait for Broadmeadow to launch another attack here. Rutledge clears. So, Damien, how do Olympic get themselves back into this?
Yeah, I think they need more of the ball for starters. I think they've got to get they've got some really good midfielders, Lachlan West, Adam Zervis, Cotton, that, you know, can be good with the ball.
I've got a gift here. This is broken almost nicely for Muller.
And that's the second way to get back into the game, with an error. But yeah, I think they've got to get them on the ball more. I don't think they've been involved enough. I think the fullbacks, I'd like to see Joe Rodway especially get forward more often. He can be a threat and get more support to Bradbury and Muller. I get they want to go quick, but yeah, they need to really consolidate some possession down in the attacking third and build some pressure.
A little bit of variation from the goal kick. They're taking some chances here, Broadmeadow, for the moment. From Rutledge, but here come Olympic again. Swept out by Cressnar towards Simmons. Simmons, edge of the area, goes towards the back stick. It just evades Parks.
He's got the ball on the string today, Jack. He's been very good, and that goal he created was fantastic. Bit of individual play, and yeah, he's a game breaker. And at the moment, it's that goal that sort of might be enough in the end.
Yeah, we expected a tight one. We almost got through the first half scoreless. Here they come again, Parks. The support left and right. He goes to the left, Cressnar. Slightly heavy touch, but recovers. Parks! Bends past the far post. Well, that would have been something from Tom Parks. Just a little variation in the threat as well. They're prepared to take him when they sit up like that.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried here because James Cressnar just picked up the second ball. There's Ben Hay, the sixth. Look at this gap in here. It's just, yeah, they're just waiting for it to break out to him and in space where he can really do some damage with some forward runners. So
Rutledge hemmed in here.
It's been quite clever. James Cressnar has done really well playing up and dropping off into midfield and finding pockets of space. So they look the more likely.
So no changes at half-time as far as we can see. All the same personnel in roughly the same positions as they went off. It's worked out a little bit better, and Cotton is on the end of this one. There is Rodway in a more advanced position, but he couldn't wrap his foot around that one as Beecham closed in on him.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of luck there, bungling the ball, but when you've got intent, like Rodway did, to get forward, you make your own luck. And for Olympics' sake, I think they need to see him going forward more often like that.
I think I can remember him that advanced in the first half.
No.
Joe Rodway?
No, normally, a diamond shape, your width comes from your fullbacks, and they just didn't have that at all, and they were so narrow, so it's very hard to keep the ball.
Oh, that is really, really awkward from Duncan, but Pearce handled it like a pro. What were we saying in the first half about back passes on goal?
Yeah. think I did say that Marcus Duncan strikes the ball well. He hit that pretty clean.
Struck it a bit too well. Palambini trying the cut back. It's blocked, but they'll get a corner.
Got that feeling to it. You feel if Magic had scored the next goal, you look down, they got more firepower on the bench. It might not be a great day for Olympics, so they've got to hang tough here. Stay in the game.
11 defending the corner again. It goes into the traffic. Palambini got a head on it, then it came off his back. I think he's gone down now. No penalty, says the referee. But there will be another set piece for the Magic. Just a little bit messy with all the bodies in the goal area. It's just like can't be doing much for that goal mouth. It's already quite chopped up.
Yeah, Pierce is a big guy, but it's quite tough with all those bodies around him.
It's a little bit deeper this time. It was off the head of Beecham and it just whizzed past that far post. Not the worst effort from Beecham, just had to probably reach for it slightly to get his noggin on it.
Yeah, it was a good effort. The contest probably is what forced it wide.
Again, it drops in traffic and ricochets around the pile of bodies now, and still they're trying to take control. Parks in the battle with Zervis. Now it's Palambini who needs a bit of help here. He's run away from the support now. He lays it off for Camper. Olympic have got the numbers back now. Enza back to Camper. 4 to aim at central. Rolls it short to Palambini. Stabs it back to Enza. Tried to thread it through, but Hay got in the way of the pass. And now Olympic will try and counter-attack here. They try and go quickly, trying to get Bradbury in behind. It's not going to work out for him. And a little bit of frustration maybe they're showing from Bradbury, although I do wonder if Beecham is also maybe playing up to it as well. He wants a free kick. He's not going to get one.
Yeah. I think the ref sees when you're a small attacker and you kick a big centre back, you probably shouldn't be going down like that.
That one's hooked over. And Alvarez that would eventually had a couple shepherding the ball.
Yeah. Well defended by Ben Diamond again.
It's got to be 6 seconds soon, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And eventually Alvarez goes long this time. Rutledge meets it. West pokes it through. Diamond, Beecham, Simmons, Corcoran. A lot of traffic in the middle of the park. Magic looking for some width again here now. Simmons on the ball again.
Just needed a better pass. They've drawn Ben Hay out of his role, and Kresner's just dropping into space in there, and I think that's going to hurt them if that happens too often. Ben Hay's doing a lot of work, but with one defensive mid, if he's having to shift across, it just leaves a lot of space centrally, and Kresner's just picking those moments when to drop in.
Mull helps it on. Cotton won't sit for him, still won't sit for him. Bobbles around. And Rodway, still Rodway, can't get free to get a shot away. Bradbury does, and he hits the upright. And then scrambled clear by Corcoran. How close to an equaliser was Cale Bradbury?
It was a fantastic strike. Again, Rodway with more intent. Get picked up the second ball and good run, lovely layoff, and Bradbury doing what he does. Unlucky not to equalise.
The corner goes deep. It's helped on its way off the head of a Magic defender. They'll take two from the other side of the pitch.
That's why we love and sometimes hate this game is Olympic really haven't had much goal-mouth action. It could have been 1-1. You know, I just don't think other codes you can dominate and then find yourself on the wrong end.
Zervas into traffic. Beecham was up well to meet it. Big centre half. Palambini just flicks it out of play in the end. He was trying to start an attack.
The Olympics got to build some pressure here. They've got to make sure they lock them in here and spend some time down here and really test this Magic defence out.
Rodway with the throw into the area. It's still in the area, pings around. And again, it's Beecham on the end of it to the rescue. And Beecham going on a run now. May as well, he's got no one else with him. Still going, Beecham. He's going to try and take him on. Rutledge is there. He's opposite number, he's opposite centre half. And back to Pearce. Another problem for Beecham now, he's got to make the big run back. He's covered in defence at the moment. Oh, there he is, he'll stay up. Try and help it around to Parks around the corner. Corcoran now. Beecham has decided he wants to be an overlapping wing back.
Well, I think he's trying to make his way back. He keeps getting involved in the game, so...
And that one is adjudged a free kick. They try and get going quickly. They're allowed to go quickly. Bradbury, can he swing one over? He's put it behind the men that were queuing up in the penalty area. Broadmeadow get away with that.
You can feel the tide turning a bit here. It's yeah, it felt at the start of the half that, you know, it was inevitable. Magic were going to make it 2-0, and I feel it'd be close to game over, but all of a sudden Olympics...
Simmons had to get the head on it there and just push it somewhat out of harm's way. Alvarez gloved it. Corcoran. Been a helter-skelter period here at Darling Street Oval. And is that going to be a second booking? This will be trouble. Rutledge has already been shown yellow, now he's shown red. And that's the end for Luke Rutledge. Olympic will have to come back with 10 men now.
That's disastrous. And again, it's that space there in midfield. There's just a hole in there at times, and if he had his time over again on a card, Luke probably just has to hold his line and delay there, and it's going to be a long way back now.
This is going to be a big, big headache for Paul DeVitis. He's going to have to find a way to shuffle the troops here. And a chance for Broadmeadow to really turn the screws in the derby is going to be Beecham or Simmons to take. Look like they want to go direct. It is Simmons who does go direct, and, well, it was a fairly regulation stop for Pearce. He just fumbled it and then had to regather. Not too much trouble with the initial save. Just when it looked like Olympic might be able to play their way back into this one, they now have a mountain to climb. 1 goal down, 1 man down. Flag goes up for another 30-odd minutes. Jim Cressner opts for a double change. Tom Parks gets an early mark on and Ryan Enzer coming off as well.
Good shift by Ryan. He's done a lot of hard work in that midfield. Tommy Parks been quite lively too on the left side with Will Ingram.
Number 6, Luke Corcoran. Number 16, Tom Parks. Replaced by number 22, Dan Barrow. And number 10, Tommy Evans.
This one I saw Enza come off, but it's just been called as Corcoran, the other one. I'll have a look at that in a sec. I thought.
No, it's Ron Enza.
It is Ron Enza, okay.
Corcoran's still out there.
I thought I saw 19 go up on the board. There's Nancaro and Edwards that have gone on. So Cody Nancaro back in action. Free kick is chipped into the area. Bradbury blocked by Nancaro. Gets his first involvement in the game, and it's a simple yet an important one.
Yeah, I think Olympic are going to have to use these set pieces or long throws to try and get something with the 10 men. Going to be big moments for Magic, to defend.
Corner comes in. Zervas didn't sit for him. He still gets a shot away.
Look at the numbers here, if they can get this ball.
Oh, was that handball? No.
Oh.
Cotton gets away with that one. I think it might have struck him on the arm, but not adjudged as a handball. And now it's getting very agricultural out there. Still we go on. Getting a bit frantic in the derby. Nancaro. He's just come on, Nancaro. Rodway gets an important intervention. Muller is back helping out in defence at the moment. Just wonder if that's the shuffle, if they drop Muller back in defence and just leave Bradbury on his own up front.
Yeah, it looks like he's dropped in as a 10. Zervis has gone to the right side of the diamond, and yeah, Cale up top by himself. Looks like Cotton's gone to the left back and the Arcos centre back.
There's Cotton throwing a foot at it and conceding the corner.
It was a really bad time in that red card. They just started getting a little bit of momentum, and yeah, it was a rash challenge in the end by Rutledge. He defended well throughout the game, but probably if he has his time over again, he's just going to hold in his defensive line and just delay there, step out when he needs to. You know, you may step out like that when you're not on a yellow card, but again, they've got to hang tough because they won't be the first team to turn things around with 10 men, but they're going to have to defend well and stay in the game.
Well, they got the head on and it's lashed back into the area. Can't get it through the bodies. Corcoran goes deep. Oh, and it's in the side netting. It was Ingram that got the head on it.
Lovely ball and a good run. Just needed that header towards the back post. I think might have been better option.
Pearce assessing his options at the moment. And he goes wide in the direction of Rodway. Skims off the top of his head. There is Ingram. Back up the line. Now Hay. Shifts one quickly in the direction of Bradbury. Still Bradbury. Gets the ball over. There's Diamond on the end of it. Kept it in, but only for the benefit of the Magic. Hay now. And it's hoofed up the park. Back to Pearce.
Well, Everett's 1-0. You've got Jared Muller and Cale Bradbury that can get a goal, and they don't need help. They can create and score themselves. So Magic will want to just find that second goal, and as far as Olympic, they just want to stay in the game as long as they can.
The subject of which Cotton has stayed down. Helped to his feet now. Beecham up to Cressner. Corcoran. Simmons. Corcoran again out to Ingram. Comes back inside. Palambini combining with Nankaro. Palambini again. Trying a little layoff. Cressner! Pushed wide. Great save by Pearce. Keeps them just one behind.
Great strike, great save. It was a good build-up by Magic. And Olympic were trying to be a bit more aggressive, and they just used that extra man to and found solutions forward. Great strike at the end.
And let's come back in for Simmons. His edge of the area now. Corcoran dinks one back in. Fiakos, who shinned it away from immediate danger. Simmons again trying to come at them. Edwards. Corcoran. Got Cressner making the run. It's a lovely little ball in behind, but then Cressner had no one else to lay it off to.
Yeah, probably overplayed it a touch there. It was a great forward run by Cressner.
Muller cutting back inside. Bradbury sends Zervis out wide. Zervis is all on his own for the moment. Now the numbers come back to help. It is Muller. Magic defensive recovered. He still manages to pop one into the area. Took a touch on the way through. Palambini having to hold it up himself now. And then he'll try and send Nankaro on a bit of a run, but Cotton gets there first.
Just wonder with that forward run, Cressner was looking for something central. I wonder whether, Stewartson, I'm not sure whether he's coming back from an injury or not, but, I know he's a target man and can get on the end of things, so might be an option.
Diamond to Cressner. Beecham. There's no thoughts of a high press from Olympic at the moment. They are a man down. Nankaro versus Cotton. Cotton wins the challenge at the expense of the corner. Surprised we haven't seen any changes from Olympic yet, particularly in light of the red card. We've got 22 minutes and change to go. Paul DeVita's not panicking yet. We've got another corner to see off here, Olympic, though. This one goes deep. Beecham nods it back into traffic. And it's sent clear. Camper. Lovely control to bring it down. Simmons. And Caro playing for a free kick. West rides one challenge. Beecham wins it back on the deck. Edwards has his pocket picked. West gives it up. Cressner. Cressner again. West makes the block this time. Now Bradbury steers it through to Muller. Flag stays down. Muller edge of the area, can't get free. He did, but the touch was a little heavy. And that gave Alvarez the chance to pounce.
Yeah, big opportunity. He's looking to get back on his left, and then went for the drag. I think it was the right option. I think he would have had him with a good touch, but not to be. You touched on the substitutions, that when you're playing 10 men, the midfield and defenders are working out how they're defending, and you don't really want to touch too much there. It's normally the fresh guys up front, but again, I don't know if you want to take Bradbury or Muller off, because they're so dangerous. So it's a tough one. You think about the fresh legs, but yeah, the boys out there, Zervis, West and Hay, sort of worked out how they're defending with 10 men, and it's very hard to just jump in a game and work those things out and jump straight in and perform.
There's the voice of Damien Zane on special comments for us this afternoon. Daniel Herrero with you as well. Cotton on the ball now.
He's done really well since he's gone to left back.
Narcos had his shirt tugged, and it'll be a free kick, and that would be a yellow card. Edwards has only just come on. He's in the referee's notebook.
There's no movement on the Magic bench, so I can only think that Stewardson is carrying something, or I mean, they're happy they're winning, but I think they want that second goal. You just feel Olympic, they've got something, they're fighting hard, and you don't want to give them that opportunity to get back in the game.
Yeah, well, they're definitely not done yet. They're being forced to take the initiative now. The idea wasn't too bad. The execution was a little off. Kressnar slides one down the line. Edwards will run onto it. Cotton has tracked him back.
Strong tackle. I think that hurt.
That was Nancaro. Welcome back, Cody Nancaro. Duncan spots Bradbury on a run, but it's read well by Ingram. Now Simmons. Kressnar on the way across. Found some space on that right-hand side. Again, Alabini coming inside. Duncan throws a foot at it. Camper. Corcoran. Now Simmons. Still Simmons takes on a couple. Weight of numbers favoured the Olympic defence there. Ingram. Nancaro. Nancaro taken a couple of firm challenges in the last couple of minutes. Hay, well, we go on. Muller. Hay with a big coat hanger. Muller still coming. Can he find his way through to Bradbury? No. Camper did just well enough as he hit the deck. Zervas, it's pinched from him. Olympic still coming. Muller again tries to get it on the left peg, and then he tries to turn Provider, but they weren't on the same wavelength. Just caught Zervas a little flat-footed.
Yeah, I think he just had to roll it to him early. With 10 men, you want to get in that box as much as possible, and Zervas made a nice forward run there and just needed the ball rolled in 10 seconds earlier, and you can feel it, but can't you? Like, they're not done here, Olympic, and I think Magic really need to find that next goal.
Kressnar back to Ingram. Really hemmed in. Corcoran to Simmons. Still Simmons. Corcoran. Shot is blocked by Thiakos. Simmons out to...
Yeah, he's been superb today, Jack. For me, he's been the difference.
Palambini tries the cutback and gets the corner.
I think too, without a out and out 9, I think Palambini's done a great job up front. I've coached him before. He's more at a wide play, but he's got goals in him, and yeah, he's worked tirelessly up there and done a good job. I know that they've been sort of hit with injuries this year, the Broadmeadow Magic attacking stocks, but yeah, I think he's done a pretty good job.
Ingram to deliver. Yeah, was Palambini trying to get a header on it. He was beaten to the ball.
Yeah, great header by Muller.
Simmons. There's a chance for Palambini. Crossing cover is Hay. And Hay does that beautifully. Muller has got Zervis and Bradbury. That will surely be a booking against Beecham, and it is. Pretty easy call for the referee there. Beecham is halfway sacrificing himself to snuff out the attack. He's got a tightrope to walk now as well.
He fell awkwardly there, didn't he? But it was a lovely little pass by Simmons. It looked like Palambini sort of just run out of gas a bit there. Looks like Jesse Hill preparing to come on, and yeah, I don't think it was overhit the pass. Ezra just hit his limit there, but then it was a nice play by Benny Hay. And that's what I mean, the Olympics still got players that can do some damage, so Magic need to find that second goal.
So that is Palambini, who's been subbed off. So as you see, he's worked tirelessly. He will be able to get a rest in now as Hill comes on. It's Beecham now who has to be careful in the centre of defence. Seen the other number 4 sent off for a second booking, Luke Rutledge.
I think it also shows that there's something up with Jaden Stewartson. There's maybe only use him if needed.
Yeah, well, there's still no sign of him at the moment, is there? I'll be hoping to keep him in the pocket. Then Corcoran just put a bit too much on that one. Hill he was trying to find.
Again, you never know the doings inside the club, so there may be other reasons for it.
If it stays this way, they will close back to 1 behind Edgeworth at the Summit. As Bradbury pulled back there, he was by Camper. Just a free kick this time. And but like you said, they're a little bit worried, Broadmeadow, having to throw arms and legs and bodies in like this.
He's probably lucky not to get a yellow card himself there, Sam.
Fairly cynical.
Yeah. Again, another decent position for Olympic, and it's like Magic's baiting him to get back into the game.
Conservas craft here. It's not bad. It's a pretty tame shot in the end.
Yeah, there was a few free there, weren't there? It almost looked like he had time to have a touch.
Broadway wasn't he? He couldn't believe how much time he had.
Yeah.
Corcoran, and then shifts it across to Camper. Continues that way with Hill. Trying to cut inside now is Hill, and then he was trying to tee up Nancaro. It just steered it the wrong way.
can see what he's thinking there. It's just, it's obvious with the injuries. What it also does is you lack the fluency of the players that have been playing together. So yeah, it's a tough job when you got those injuries. You just lose fluency a bit, and just got players on different wavelengths. So they'll probably take the next few weeks to Edmonds, and I think Jesse Hill sort of hasn't played a lot. They're going to take time to sort of start gelling with the players they're playing around. This guy doesn't probably need them.
As Simmons has dribbled it past a couple, and then Caro felt Simmons pushes it wide, and then it was Cotton who slid in and nearly turned it into his own net. It's just a corner.
Yeah, he probably deserves a goal the way he's played. He's been the difference. Been a cut above everyone, I think.
As we were saying pre-game, the biggest challenge for Simmons here is trying to deliver the corner from there as a right footer.
Yeah, it looks like he's got about 2 steps. Maybe 1.5.
So it's a little golf chip. Edmonds into the back of Cotton. Beecham drags it wide. And then ends up in a tangle with Thiakos. Broadway rises. Here's Hill running onto this one. Hill and Thiakos just gets rid of it. Hill almost got free. And I was just about to say, it just looks like Magic have become a little disorganised as well with all those changes.
Yeah, and it's sort of, I guess, what I said earlier with Olympic, not wanting to make changes. Is the back sort of 7, that's what they've got. They know what they're doing. Westy, Zervis, Benny Hay, they got engines, so they'll run all day. Because when you do make changes, it's no different for the attacking team. You've got an extra player, so the game's different than it normally is, and it's sometimes hard to get in the groove of it, and it does look that way, doesn't it? That they're fresh, but they're not quite on the same wavelength. So the bonus you have is that they're fresh, right? and they're going to play at a high intensity. All they need is one clean phase and to finish a game like that. Really nice play.
Hill trying to use those fresh legs. Nothing doing there, says the referees. Hill went to ground. Olympic trying to break quickly. Diamond, though, on the ball for Broadmeadow. Alvarez lumps it in the direction of Edmonds. He might have come up with it here. No. Rodway makes the challenge. Hay tried to let it run. Conquering out to Camper. Hill. Hill is proving to be a real handful out there. He's got behind one, and then Thiakos makes a really firm challenge. It had to be pinpoint in the area, and it was.
And there's a plus side to the fresh substitutes. You've got one running at a guy who's, done a lot of running, Cotton. He's done a great job too at left back, to go from right midfield to left back's a good effort.
And that is a change. Jed Hornery is on the field. I haven't seen who's come off yet. We'll look in a sec. Oh, yeah.
Got through a lot of work.
Hornery's got to help defend the corner. It's into the waiting gloves of Adam Pearce. It's usually a truism, isn't it? You don't make a sub as you're trying to defend a corner, but they did, and they got away with it.
I'd say Jed's possibly better in the air, so
Here's Hornery getting his first involvement. Will come back for the free kick, though, against Cotton.
It's a really silly free kick, too, where they can get the ball and deliver it into the area.
That's exactly what they do. There is Hornery with a header on the edge of the area. Cressnar couldn't hook it back. Muller can't get it onto his left boot. It's just get into a muddle on the edge of the area. They try and come again through Rodway. Blocked by Ingram. Duncan. Chips it over the top to Rodway. It's a nice little flick, and Rodway goes himself now. He might have set up service. The shot was always going wide, but it's still on for Olympic. What can they try and fashion here as they try and force the issue? Hay, he's got a couple in front of him, might get through here. Hay couldn't get the shot away. He's blocked by Corcoran. Cotton will try and recycle for the hosts. Swings one in, it's met by Diamond. Duncan now, back into traffic. Duncan again, this time he lays the header down to Thiakos. Hey, it's allowed to run by Hornery, but there's no one on the end of it.
Yeah, I think he thought Cotton was going. I don't think Cotton can go anymore, and this might be his substitution.
It's River Peterson that is waiting at the halfway line. And that's the end of Stephen Thiakos' afternoon. He had to shift into the centre of defence, so that's the second change.
Oh, it's Ben Hay coming off. I don't know, he got the numbers wrong. Yeah, I'm sure it said 12.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The first time. All right.
They might have changed their mind, I'm not sure. I tell you what, but they're inviting Olympic to equalise here, and really, Zervis will be disappointed. It was a fantastic ball by Duncan and Rodway. We did say it at half-time, getting forward. He created havoc there and just didn't have the finish at the end.
3 and a bit minutes plus change. Pearce has to come well out of his area to field that one. And, Olympic are still trying to salvage some sort of result from this one.
I think he needed to take a bit of a risk there. I think he had time there to keep the ball and try and relaunch another attack. Magic got control of possession again, which they want, but Olympics pushing hard here and been pretty brave performance with 10 men.
Cressnar finds some space and swings it across to Hill. Comes back to Cressnar. Corcoran. Again, it's just not clean passing on this surface at the moment. All the way back to Beecham. He's out wide, and then Caro couldn't bring it under control. Pearce has to come out quickly to this one. And now it's Bradbury that goes on a little run here. He's got a couple to aim at. Now 3 central. And the cross is a little bit too close to Alvarez. 2 to go plus stoppages. Like we said, a result which would put Broadmeadow back to within 1 of Edgeworth at the top of the table if it stays this way. And there's no certainty of that at this rate. But maybe they can push for a second here and seal it. Duncan is back and he has to play it back to Pearce. Thiakos.
I don't mind that. They've got to take the risk. They need the ball and they've worked it well.
Actually done very kindly. Hornery off to Zervis. He's got Rodway making a run if he can find him. Rides one challenge. Rodway is still there, but it's given up now. And here comes the counter-attack. Hill for the Magic. Square ball to Nankaro. Can Nankaro seal it? He takes the shot. It was a tame one. It's a goal kick. Pearce naturally very keen to get it back underway. Just had to wait. Duncan to start the attack again. Rodway finds himself in some space on that right-hand flank and is able to carry it into Broadmeadow's own half and across his Cressnar, who's scored the only goal of the game so far to make the tackle. Peterson There is Kressnar again doing his defensive work. Now he tries to catch Pearce off his line, but it's nowhere near enough from there.
Good header. A diamond there. The big one. Muller was looking for a flick on, and
then Caro.
They've almost lost the intent to score, haven't they?
Here's Hill. We're into stoppage time now. Blocked by Rodway. Ball's just come back down. I missed it, but we are into stoppage time now. See if the ground announcer bails me out in a sec. There's not a huge urgency to get started by Ingram or Hill, obviously. Now we do. Ingram to Hill. And just stayed onside. That should be a corner, and it is. Looks like they're going to try and keep it down in that corner. Hill and Simmons standing over it. Simmons just trying to keep it down in there now. Maybe milk another one, and he has. Time ticking away for Newcastle Olympic. Simmons just trying to see this one out for Broadmeadow. Kressnar. Want to ground. The throw-in goes the way, though, of Olympic. I'll need to get going quickly. We are well into the second minute of time added now. Bodies flying in from everywhere. Theakos, he's got to get it long, and he's got to get it long quickly, does Theakos. And that's exactly what he does. A bit of a chaos ball, but maybe it'll work out for Olympic. Not yet. Camper is short. And now there's a chance to counter-attack for Broadmeadow as Olympic are stretched. Simmons might have strayed offside. He did. Flag goes up.
Yeah, the last couple of long balls, Benny Diamonds won the ball uncontested. They really need to get a contest there, have forward runners, hopefully a flick on. Here it is again. Great header, Corcoran that time.
And then Caro comes back inside. Up the line goes Camper. Theakos is there. And Cotton, it's a nice ball around the corner to Duncan. He's got to go quickly. He's got Rodway making the run. He's put a bit too much on that. Needed to go quickly, but just overcooked it.
Yeah, I think Muller and Kale wanted that one central. Probably just asked a bit too much there, but
it's the third minute of time added, ticks away. Zervas tried to head it on, but just overran it. Kressnar up the park, skims off the head of Rodway, and that is it. And Broadmeadow have hung on. And they will take all 3 points away from Darling Street Oval. Their second win in a derby this season. And they consolidate second spot, and they're now back to just one behind Edgeworth at the top of the table. So, Damien Zane, sum that one up for us, if you will, please.
yeah, I thought the first half was fairly even till Magic got a bit of momentum before half time. The pressure told us was really a bit of individual class by Simmons, and probably second best player was Kressnar, and he finished it off. And second half, Magic started first 5 well, and then Olympic had a little spell, and unfortunately the red card changed it. And I'd say Zervas probably had the best chance, really, but unable to capitalise, and I think Magic deserved it in the end. But you know, if Olympic can play like they did with 10 men and work as hard as they did, they should go close to a semi-final spot. But yeah, it's getting pretty tight down the bottom end of the table now.
Bell Swans versus Charlestown Azzurri coming up at full time here at Darling Street Oval. Newcastle Olympic 0, Broadmeadow Magic 1. Bye for now.